Welcome to the IAMCP Profiles and Partnership, the podcast that showcases how Microsoft partners and IAMCP members boost their business by collaborating with other members and partners. I'm your co-host, Anthony Carano, and in each episode, I'll be talking to some of the most innovative and successful partners in the Microsoft ecosystem. The International Association of Microsoft Channel Partners, otherwise known as IAMCP, is a community of Microsoft partners who help each other grow and thrive. Members can find and connect with other partners locally and globally and access exclusive resources and opportunities. Whether you're looking for new customers, new markets, or new solutions, IAMCP can help you achieve your goals. We'll hear their stories, learn from their experiences, and discover the best practices and strategies they use to increase customer loyalty and grow revenues. Whether you're a new partner or an established one, you'll find valuable insights and inspiration in this podcast. We hope you enjoy this podcast and find it useful and inspiring. If you do, please subscribe, rate, and review us on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to follow us on social media and connect with us on our website, www.profilesandpartnership.com, where you can find more information, resources, and opportunities to partner for success. Thank you for listening, and now let's get started with our episode. Before we dive into our interview, let me ask you a question. Do you know who your ideal partner is? Finding the right partner can be challenging, but it can also be rewarding. In fact, according to a recent study by IDC, Microsoft partners who collaborate with other partners generate almost 2.5 times more revenue growth than those who don't. That's a huge difference, and it shows the power of partnering. So, how do you build trust with partners? Where do you go to find complementary partners that round out your team? And how do you ensure success for your customer? These are some of the questions that we'll explore in this podcast with the help of our guest, who is an expert in partnering. He'll share their stories, challenges, and successes and give you practical tips and advice on how to partner for success. Are you ready to join us on this journey? Then stay tuned because we have a great show for you today. Our first guest is Manish Bhardia, the founder and president of Think AI Corporation, a leading software development and data services partner with specializations in AI, business intelligence, and chatbots, who has achieved amazing results, such as the one story that you're about to hear in his partnership with an MSP that they joined together to create a BI solution for a major retail supplier. Let's hear what he has to say. Well, Manish, really glad to have you here on the podcast. Appreciate you joining Rudy and I, today on the IAMCP Profiles and Partnership. Let's start off. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself and the company.
Yeah, thank you, Anthony and Rudy, for having me here. I'm honored. And as a business, Think AI is a 6-year-old data and AI consulting firm. And before that, I was doing SharePoint and some data work. And my partner is actually IMCP partner. So we met together. We had complementary skills, so we joined hands, and then we were thinking about various names. And data kept coming on top. And we said data is great, but how are we going to do the next step, which is going to be AI? So that's where we started Think AI. And our focus is mostly services. So mid-sized to small business when they need a lot of reporting or data warehouse, and then AI consulting, that's what we do. And we have a hybrid model. We have a team in US as well as India.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so maybe you can expand a little bit more about why did you start the company?
Yeah. Okay. That's a good story. What happened in year 2000? I came to US and I was in San Diego, working for Gateway Computers, and then it was a great experience. You know, the Gateway shops, Gateway store they used to call, just like Apple Store,
Uh-huh.
nice
Uh-huh.
building and all, and they had excellent packaging, but somehow 9/11 impacted big time to them, and we lost all our job. And then that is the time I moved to LA, and since then 10 years I have been in LA, and now 10 years in Orange counties in California. So what happened was I was doing programming, and my managers used to say you connect better with client. So they made me lead or like a business analyst, and I like that, talking to people, even though I was stumbling on English. I was not a native English speaker in India, but I was able to connect somehow. The emotion I was able to connect. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought later I want to become project manager. So I studied PMP and became project manager. And then I missed the whole technology piece, like the innovation or the cool things we do with technology. So I said maybe consulting is better. So that's what I did. I started doing consulting, and then it was fine. But then I said, I'm talking year 2010, I want to do maybe a consulting firm, because the India and US offshore model was working. I was able to form a small team, and I did that. But in the heart, I was still a techie. I got first project. I said, "This is how project comes. I'm good." I left my job, and then project failed. No payment from client. Reality hits, so had to go back to job market. And fortunately, got job at Hyundai that time. So that's when I moved to Orange County area. And then came IMCP introduction. One of my friend, long time, 10 years back, Brendan Neary, who was in SoCal,
Mm-hmm.
Southern IMCP SoCal, he said, you should check it out. You're in Microsoft World. And I love the whole concept that it was high energy. First of all, energy in IMCP
Mm-hmm.
meetings
Mm-hmm.
little different than other meetings, because I have been going to developers meeting, and they are very much focused on high tech, what is coming in technology, how we gonna code or build solution. But there is
Mm-hmm.
no business or no consumer or yeah, no client focused. But IMCP is all about client, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and that somehow stick with me.
And so you mentioned since 2010, that's when you joined?
I joined 2012. So 2012 was
2012?
my first meeting. I was still,
Wow.
I did not have the business yet. I
Uh-huh.
was still in the like consulting mode. And then I did some courses with IMCP folks, meaning they were having offers within
Mm-hmm.
IMCP, specific offers. Like Justin Slagle was the past president, Rowe was just the president here in Southern California. So I was doing some SharePoint courses, and then I started my business, and since then I have been very closely involved with IMCP.
Excellent. Now, with so Think AI Consulting,
Yeah,
is the company. What's Think AI's areas of specialization?
yeah. So most of the companies, when they hit the roadblock on the data related technology or AI, then they seek out the external vendors or consulting firms. So they either go to high end, Slalom, Big Five, or mid size, or they go to offshore, low, what do you say, rate thing. So we sit in between, where we have a hybrid model, US consultant as well as India. However, our focus is pretty much on data consulting. So how you can use multiple system and still have one single source of truth, nice looking dashboard, some decisions, making charts, and now AI, which is like they say, hey, this business function, how they can have AI infused in it. How can we use our workflows and improve AI? How can we improve productivity? So these are the two areas we focus.
Mm-hmm.
As a historical practice, we were also doing a lot of SharePoint, you know, basic collaboration, connection, and then making the team productive. So these are the three areas we focus on.
Manish, I'd like to ask you a question because you've mentioned a couple of good friends of mine, Justin Slagle and Ro Kolakowski, as they're at IAMCP. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got involved in IAMCP, what how that has benefited your business? Because I know you have a pretty illustrious career there too, working as a volunteer at IAMCP.
Yeah, in fact, one thing I forgot to connect was when I started my business. I was techie, no sales or marketing experience. So when I came to IMCP, I didn't know how people do business or how they generate leads. But the very first meeting, I'm sitting next to David Gerston, and he's saying, "Oh, I closed like $250,000 deal with in like 3 months." Like he was just new to IMCP as well, and he met a partner, and they closed a deal, Dynamics deal, and he was super excited, and he became IMCP fan. And I saw that, hey, if you be a good friend, or you show up, or you show your integrity commitment, then you can earn business. So it took like 6 to 8 months for me to get business, but I was there. And as Ro used to say, showing up is the most important thing. Be there, be dependable. So I started doing that, being there. And then if I didn't know what to talk, then I will just talk about, hey, do you know this guy or that guy? So I'll just start connecting within IMCP to people. And that way, board started knowing, okay, Manish is here and he does this. And that's how I got my first referral, in fact, from David Guston. And then what happened? Exactly. I say like a couple of times when I have a sponsored meeting, or, I'm the presenter about ThinkAI, I say, ThinkAI is born in IMCP. I was a different company before. So IMCP has been a very big factor in my business growth, I will say. In fact, now I feel very confident on sales and marketing.
That's great. So you've taken advantage of the programs that IMCP puts together. Has that helped you with any staff development as well, or not?
I guess the biggest help has happened in the business development. So like I get a lot of business from partners, and then yes, I do use within the IMCP also a lot of companies as a like jointly solutioning, or they are my vendor also. So both ways, getting the business from them, giving business to them.
And has it also helped you in building a better relationship with Microsoft?
Oh yeah, that is for sure. Actually, that angle was a major factor as well. You know, I didn't know much on Microsoft before coming to IMCP, but Justin Slagle was such a force in SoCal, and he was in IMCP meeting. He passed as a past president, and he was also in the Irvine office, and we would used to meet in that office, and he told all the resources we have at SMB level and all the programs, and then inspire connection, right? Like how do you know more about Microsoft programs and all. Yeah, that, I mean, without IMCP or without Justin, it will not be possible to know Microsoft, just such a huge world. But I have been Microsoft developer, meaning Microsoft technology developer, from the start of my career.
Okay. Well, in the story that we're going to tell in this podcast, in this partner showcase, can you tell us a little bit about the client that you worked with? You don't have to give us a name, but if you'll give us a little bit about the size of the organization, the industry, the technology that was implemented, we'd like to know more about what that solution entailed.
Oh yeah, that is an excellent question, and very relevant to IMCP discussion, because one of the meeting I'm talking in 2017 or 16, one of the partner came and said, I need a Power BI partner. And that is the time we were just starting on Power BI. Microsoft was starting major on Power BI push, and we were already doing a lot of SQL reporting, SSRS, which is SQL server reporting services, and the next version is Power BI, good visualization. So we got connected. This is a client size of $200 million. They do retail, and their end clients are all the big retailers like Walmart, Staples, and Amazon. And they need to know how is their product doing on the shelf of these big retailers. So our introduction to this client was through an MSP who is handling all their infrastructure, and they have good connection with the CTO and the project managers. So we connect, and then They say we are using Sage ERP, and they are trying to use some kind of dashboard so they can get data outside the Sage, and they can also connect to the retailer data back and forth like EDI uh, files, and get a good summary on what's happening on each of the retailer. And that was good problem to solve, but the impact of that was pretty big, meaning our partner did a story, and that's where we won the MCP US P2P award in 97, sorry, 2017. I went back long back. So, and actually the impact was close to like $1 million saving for the client, because they are able to track goods and timely manner from their retailers in a single dashboard. So that is a kind of work. But in terms of client size, Rudy, anybody between 100 million to 500 million SMC area, I would say small medium corporation, is a good fit, where they already have established systems, people. They're lacking the specific skill of data or AI. That is where we can make the biggest impact. In fact, we have seen if a company is little small and they don't understand the complexity, or they don't have subject matter expert, then the return is not that high. But if you fully understand complexity or your business and you need a solution on technology, then we work hand in hand and provide you a solution jointly. It's a win-win.
Now, you mentioned that you were working with an MSP on this, so this was their client. How did they go about choosing you to come in and talk to their client about a solution like this?
Yeah, so they asked the MCP president at that time on who are the good partner in the room. In fact, the president gave them two, three options. So we were one of them, but still, it's a better pool than working against
Mhm.
partners who you don't know, or on the wild. So referral is always high closing ratio. So that worked with us, and then client has been very happy.
That's very good. So you also mentioned that you won an IMCP P2P award for this. Was it for this solution? Can you tell us how that has benefited your business?
Yes, I mean, trust building takes long time. So within IMCP, you have a trust. You get some referral within IMCP also. So that builds a trust, and then to the unknown who are really new to IMCP or non IMCP uh, connections, they can see that you have won. That means you have been doing something right. So it has been very helpful, and in all the our slides we show that to our clients as well as to our potential partners, that we have been doing partnering successful. Because for IMCP it's very good, clear that P2P works, but not many of non IMCP members are sold on that. So they are like, why should I partner, right? What is my benefit? So that's where we show that, hey, you can trust us, and we have been successful in doing business together. So that helps us.
So I'd like Manish, this is fantastic. Really appreciate you sharing and your insights. Could you maybe unpack the story a little bit? I'm specifically talking about the one in which we were looking at for like the P2P awards for this year. Could you unpack that story a little bit? Maybe how you guys came together to kind of create value for that specific client.
Yeah, actually, you have an excellent question, Anthony. It is not always just the client is getting benefit, it is even partners get big
Mm.
benefit if we can define this win-win-win, meaning, think I wins, partner wins, and client wins relationship. And I'll give you the specific example. So this partner is not doing much on Power BI, but then Azure is such a huge area of focus for Microsoft as well
Uh
as
huh.
partners. But there are so much capability in Azure that not one partner can fulfill. So we, as a software developer or ISV vendor, can only use certain area of data and AI and storage bucket of Azure, and then other partners use the security and backup and
Mm-hmm.
other networking area of the area. But as a Microsoft partner, we all want to grow the Azure consumption or utilization of Azure, right? So they found us in the area which they don't touch at all, and we were able to sell more Azure for our partner in client space, or in other way, I would say client was able to utilize more of Azure capability. So for this partner, it was pretty much hands off approach. All they have to do is bring us in many deals. So we have not done one deal. This partner has been using us for last 8 years, and maybe we will have 20-30 projects with them. And this partner grew and got sold to much bigger company. So now he's part of 20 other MSPs, a group of companies, and they are also using similar things. So real benefit will be where client gets benefit for sure, but then if we can form much stronger partnership with partners also.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Now, as you went about, working together, with your partner, what challenges did you have during the engagement? And if so, how did you guys work together to overcome those challenges?
Yeah, always challenges, and trust building is the first one. It's a new engagement for me, and I mean Thinkai and partner as well as, and Thinkai and client also as well. So we have to target the low hanging fruit, or somehow bring the value to the table fast, like provide solutions or provide some processes or examples which builds trust. So we focus on that, and we have created some material, or the way you present your presentation, or the way you document requirement, or give insights inside the meeting. So we pay attention because we understand the relationship is delicate, or it's not strong in the start. So let's build trust. If anything, just be truthful or straight if it's gonna be right or wrong, because world is small, and the word goes around, and IMCP world is small, so we don't want any bad name. So that's what we focus on, making sure that we are bringing information, giving value, and being truthful or
Mm-hmm.
high integrity.
Now, you've mentioned this phrase probably about half a dozen times. It's trust building.
Yeah.
So maybe, and you've touched on even throughout, just our conversation, just ways in which to build that. Could you just maybe succinctly provide, like, what are maybe the top three things that every partner should do to build and establish trust with one another within the IMCP community?
Okay, so in IMCP is very clear formula. I would say first, get involved as a volunteering role, or any way you are helping board. Maybe they have role or not, just get involved, get closer to the board. So that way they get to know you personally, as well as in some working fashion within IMCP or business fashion. So get to know people, or get build connections, build relationship. And then interest building, of course, the example cells or the proof of concept, like detailed demo, video, or testimonial. So that is the second one. And then when you have referral coming through IMCP, that's another big one. So that's what we focus on, making sure that we are able to show some use case or some case study to client to build trust.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
awards and all, of course, helps. So when there is a IMCP awards, or even Inc. 5000, or any awards, certifications. Oh yeah, I mean, Microsoft is big on certification, so that's
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
one of the basic, right? Like from Microsoft side, whatever you can do, certification, your designations, solution designations, and all also helps. So these three, I'll say: build relationship, use cases, testimonials, referrals, and then anything inside Microsoft you can get certified.
Mm-hmm. What So from this, I'll let you answer it one of two ways. We can either talk about the specific, situation where you work with the MSP, or maybe you can reflect on just your collective experience over many years in the IMCP community and the Microsoft ecosystem. What have you learned from partnering that has enabled your organization to improve?
Yeah, I mean, I would say all the partners in IMCP are very good businessmen, or they care a lot about clients. So that's what I learned, that we need to make clients successful, or they care a lot about clients. So as I said initially, I didn't know how to build relationship or do sales or marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So within IMCP, Microsoft gives very good information on marketing and your campaign. Microsoft is great. Just follow them. They have paid like millions of dollars to make it for us. Let's
Uh-huh.
follow.
Uh-huh.
Don't reinvent.
Mm-hmm.
Coming back to IMCP, you can learn how to build relationship, how to care about client and make them successful. So all the sales related thing you can learn in IMCP. So this has been my biggest learning within IMCP, that you can just care about client and win business. And by building partner relationship, you are also learning how you're going to build client relationship.
What advice would you give to companies like yours? Regarding partnering. Now, I know we talked about trust building, so I know that's probably number one: build trust. But what would be some other pieces of advice?
Yeah, this is a great one as well, and we touched a little bit on this, is like Azure example. But
Mm-hmm.
I was part of another group, and what that group did was they created a pie of all the possible solution client needs in terms of technology. And that pie had some big pie and very small slices as well. But just visualize, a big pie is the networking or infrastructure, then telephony, then ERP, then website, the security software, then comes development like application, then comes data or reporting, or AI. Now AI will become a pie in Microsoft world also. So four different areas, right? Modern one, application and infrastructure, data and AI, security, and dynamics. So find complementary partner is the best strategy, or I would say, find 6 to 8 partners who cover different areas. And we definitely need a marketing team also on that. And that way you have your own small group of people who can refer business each other to each of the client, as well as market to the market. I think that is a one big exercise we have to do within IMCP in your chapter, as well as across the US.
Mm-hmm.
And now, in fact, the globe you can do, but even you just focus on US, that's a great strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Because after you got the business, initial business for client, the next will be you either grow business with new client, which is
Mm-hmm.
going to be tough, or you can double business in the existing client, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
grow the account. And how you can grow is with partners.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love that idea of building out a team and using that pie analogy. What inspired that idea?
This meeting, right? And
Okay.
the group leader, we used to call group leader, and the group is provisor. So they have a lot of lawyers and CPAs and consultant, and they had a group of technical folks only.
Mm-hmm.
And the group leader would come with this Excel sheet printout, and each pie will have the name of partners. Oh, Dynamics, these three partners.
Nice.
Application development, it's ThinkAI and another partner. Telephony, this. Security, this. I mean, that was great
Oh yeah.
visualization. In fact, you reminded me I should go back to that that Excel
Nice.
sheet and
Nice.
start adding more partners within in IMCP list as well. Yeah.
I love that. I'll tell you why I just that I really appreciate you sharing that. I love that because as I'm this kind of on a side personal note, I coach competitive basketball during the school year for a school,
Yeah.
and one of
Yeah.
the things I've learned, I've been doing it for almost a decade now. One of the things I've learned, and I try to encourage drill into my other coaches, is that when you have your team, right, it's important that the players know their role, right? So like a player, like
Yes.
for example, playing basketball, you can't be
Yeah.
great at everything. There's just way
No.
too much going on. Just
Mhm.
we're talking basketball, forget technology for a second, you
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
but find the two, maybe the three things on the court that you can be the best at, right?
Yeah.
And then you start assembling that team.
Yeah.
Well, and I've literally just been having these conversations with my coaches this week,
Yeah.
about that, getting ready for the upcoming season. So, contextually, based on what you just said, it's like, every partner should
Yeah.
just think about, okay, what's my team, right?
Right.
Where are the areas that I've got strength? Where are the areas that I have weakness? And let me find those role players,
Right.
right? Or role players can use the pie example to kind of fill out our team, so we can go as a business compete and win. So
Thanks for bringing up the sports. It just becomes very personal when you bring the sport, right?
yeah.
Not just technology. So I
Uh-huh.
love that
Well, it
infusion
is, and if
wheelhouse
more
sport.
people realize that, I think what you're talking on is about is something where I think a lot of times folks kind of they 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 fear cooperation
Yeah.
because they're afraid of, like, quote unquote, like competition. And it's like, no, there's opportunities where rather than fighting over little pieces of pie, let's come together to go after a big pie, right? And create more
Yes.
opportunities for us by collaborating together. Like, another way of thinking about it is maybe we can do more together, rather than me just doing my own thing by myself, right?
Yeah. This is great, and we can build a stronger team, and
Mm-hmm.
by extended with, and your cost is low because
Mm-hmm.
these guys are very smart who are customer facing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you gonna build your stronger sales team without paying hundreds and $200,000
Mm-hmm.
scenario, which may not be even possible for some partners. But even you hire 100 200K sales lead, it takes time to get the ROI, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that way it becomes very powerful team. I also want to touch, but there is some caution also. You have built your name by doing certain things. Not every partner is same.
Mm.
So what I wanted to say was, this is all great because it should be in one of your growth planning, that hey, I'm going to use channel as a one growth area. See, when I'm doing the growth planning, same thing. I'm saying, okay, account mining or growing the account, I'll use one strategy, but partner channel is a separate strategy. However, what I'm saying is, because you're going to put time, you have to also put time to ensure that there is not a setbacks for you, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
will have to
Mm-hmm.
put time how partner works and how they're going to present you, or how you're going to present them. And if things are not working, then just come on a same level. Don't go down. Don't bring your business down. So you will have to put time on working with partner, building trust much better,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and that happens through relationship, or doing some proof of concept faster. So we try to do some work before we present them to client or before we go to client. So we try to invest some time or cost also. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I know you're doing a lot of AI consulting. What are some new and exciting projects that you're doing in AI?
Yeah, something very exciting. What we are doing is using generative AI. We are creating a product named Amy. So Amy is a project
Hmm.
assistant. So just like you think you hire a project assistant, what they are supposed to do is, keep track of all the notes, who is doing what, follow up on them. If things are getting done, great. If not, then escalate to manager. And that is exactly what Amy does. Is it listens to notes. She stores the notes in OneNote in proper areas, assign tasks to people on Planner or DevOps, and then follow up on that. And if things are getting done, great. Otherwise, escalate on your behalf to the manager. So we are excited about that.
What triggered or caused you guys to want to develop Amy?
Good question. Actually, as I mentioned, I was before AI, I was doing SharePoint and
Mm-hmm.
collaboration. So I was big on that. In fact, AI productivity leap, the book I wrote was second book, and I had written another book before called Teamwork and Collaboration.
Oh,
I thought, what if I can teach AI the whole book? Will it be valuable?
uh huh.
And yes, it is, because it can be a small junior project manager or a project assistant, and that's the thought here is, can Amy do a job of project assistant? So that's how it came.
Are there any particular industries that would benefit the most from Amy, or is it just across the board for any and all project managers?
Any project which does follow a good project plan will get benefit more than ad hoc thing. However, anywhere you have project managers doing longer projects, it's much more beneficial. However, I see this getting used even in small projects, and also we have not decided industry. However, we will start with a bigger industry, I mean longer project industry, which is like construction. So we'll start with that as a push. However, it is pretty much open to all industry.
And where can folks find out more about Amy?
Amy.ai, AIMEY.ai.
Excellent. Well, this was excellent. Really appreciate you being a guest. I think you provided just several. I mean, great stories. Really key tips on building your business through partnering together. Manish, how can people find out more about you and your company?
Yeah, so Manish Bhardia, Bhardia, Bhardia is one of the unique name on the LinkedIn at least. So you can find me on LinkedIn, and otherwise just Manish.Bhardia at thinkaicorp.com.
Okay, now talking about LinkedIn, I saw a recent post where you actually have a book out. So what? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I guess, as the AI boom or the AI craze has picked up in last 2 years, as a technology company on AI, also there are a lot of areas, and the book is especially focused on generative AI, which is the
Mm-hmm.
Copilot or the Chat GPT is based on the generative AI. So these applications or this set of AI technology can give you instant results or quick ROI. So that's what I have tried to summarize in the book, is that what are the areas when a partner or a client are thinking about, what are the areas they should think. So there are four areas which they can think about. Sales and marketing, everybody knows, the
Mm-hmm.
mail and the uh, blog post. But then second area is also the customer service, like the chatbot or the web, and then operations,
Mm.
internal efficiency. Third area is the software development, and the fourth area is R&D. If you just focus these four,
Mm-hmm.
you have covered 75% of use cases. So that's what I cover a little bit on the book, and some six a simple example.
And what's the title of the book?
The title is AI Productivity Leap.
Okay.
Get 3x business growth. Yeah.
Okay. And they can find that book on your LinkedIn profile. Is it also available on the website?
Yes. So this is a Amazon published book,
Oh,
so Kindle
fantastic.
publishing. So just go
Okay.
on Amazon. You can get Kindle edition or the physical book. So yeah,
Excellent. Well,
have a look.
we'll have your LinkedIn and company information as well as a link to the book in the show notes for for those folks who want to find out more about you and check out and buy the book. Well, this has been fantastic. Really appreciate having you on, and have a great day.
Thank you, Rudy. Thank you, Anthony.
Wow, that was a great interview with Manesh, and I really appreciate a lot of his insights on partnering and his early adoption into AI. There were so many fantastic takeaways. Rudy, what were some things that really stood out to you?
Well, Anthony, one thing I really took away from this episode was that Manish really illustrated the benefits of being an IAMCP member. Our slogan is connect, learn, and grow. And the one thing that he taught us was he didn't know a lot about how to do business in the partner community when he first joined IMCP, but he met partners at IMCP meetings. He benefited from the programs that taught him
Hmm.
sales and marketing programs and Microsoft programs as well. And more importantly, through networking, he built a trust relationship with a partner. They worked together to build a solution for the customer, because ultimately it's about our customers and the solutions we build for them that makes us a very strong and relevant program in the IT community. And through that, he was able to grow his business. So I thought he illustrated that very, very well.
Yeah, there was two things that really stood out to me. I mean, I love the fact that he kept emphasizing, and this kind of piggybacks a little bit, on something that stood out to you about. He used the phrase trust building like several times, throughout our conversation, and I really appreciated how he did mention. He says, "Listen, trust building is going to take some time." And to your point about you gotta put your toe in the water and you gotta be committed. And he provided some really great practical steps for anybody who's looking, to expand their business. And obviously, being a long time basketball coach, I really appreciated the team, dynamic part he was talking. That really resonated with me about, you're finding complementary, partners that can expand your team so you guys can do more together and grow, opportunities, versus if you were just to try and, do it by yourself. So I really appreciate that. And I hope a lot of folks listening, to this episode take that to heart.
I think they will. I think Manish is a clear illustration that if you take advantage of these programs, it'll make you a much better, stronger business partner and business person, and you can always continue to learn more about how to do business. And I look forward to hearing more about how he's using his membership at IMCP to continue to grow his business.
So thank you for joining us on this episode of IMCP Profiles and Partnership, powered by Dunamis Marketing. We hope you enjoyed this podcast and find it useful and inspiring. If you did, please subscribe, rate, and review us on your favorite podcast platform. One of the best ways to partner for success is to join IAMCP, a community of Microsoft partners who help each other grow and thrive. IAMCP members can find and connect with other partners locally and globally and access exclusive resources and opportunities. Whether you're looking for new customers, new markets, or new solutions, IMCP can help you achieve your goals. To learn more, visit their website at www.iamcp.org.